Hello there, welcome back to my views and news. I have a complete situation report for you from the Amhara region. What happened within the last 36 hours? Which fronts have been active? Where there was relative calm? We'll have a detailed look at the development of the last 36 hours. And secondly, I'll have a look at some meetings too. I want to share account of some meetings between military and locals, military and Fano fighters. It seems that in one city, Fano fighters talked to the military, talked to the government. Details for you in this video. Let's start from Lalibela, viewers. Lalibela is a very historic city. It is UNESCO World Heritage Site too. It has centuries old rock churches. So this city has symbolic value. If you remember, when Tigray forces were in Amhara, when they entered Amhara in 2021, back then Ago fighters announced to establish a separate Ago regional state in Amhara. And they announced Lalibela to be the capital of the new Ago regional state. Obviously, they were backed by Tigray fighters. Later, we saw that TDF retreated from Amhara. Ago Liberation Front also disappeared largely. Now, Lalibela, what is happening there? It has been confirmed by several sources that there was a clash between military and Fano fighters in and around Lalibela. Mainly, what we have heard is that military has deployed artillery pieces on high places in Lalibela. And these high places are close to the churches, World Heritage sites, monuments, and from there, military is firing using artillery pieces. Military is firing at Fano fighters. Fano fighters are mainly in the outskirts of Lalibela. And military is trying to stop them from entering Lalibela by conducting indiscriminate artillery shelling on Fano fighters who are in the outskirts of Lalibela. Less fighting in Lalibela, mainly artillery firing being conducted from inside the city towards the outskirts. In the city, military is conducting house-to-house searches. Youths suspected of supporting Fano are being arrested. And on Wednesday night, we heard that almost all night people heard sounds of heavy artillery fire. Near Lalibela, we have reported fighting close to Bogana too. But in Lalibela, military in control, Fano fighters very close. They're in the outskirts. Military resorting to indiscriminate artillery shelling, which could cause civilian casualties because Ethiopian artillery is not guided in most cases. It means indiscriminately military is shelling those outskirts of Lalibela where Fano fighters could be positioned. Airport under military control, Lalibela city under military control. Secondly, Gondar viewers. What is happening in Gondar? Why is there relative calm? Because a few weeks ago, it seemed as if entire Gondar was behind Fano. We saw big protests in support of Fano. Fano took control of Gondar city. Then military re-entered Gondar. And since then, relative calm in Gondar. So the situation, how is that situation under control in Gondar? Now, we have received information that Gondar Fano representatives have held a meeting with Ethiopian PM and his wife Zinash Tayacho. Obviously, such meetings are not made public, such news is not shared, but that is what we have learned. Zinash is from Gondar, and Milako Alabel, Ethiopian Minister of Industries, has links here too. Zinash, Milako Alabel, Daniel Kebre, and some military officers. They talked to Gondar elders. They gave money to Gondar elders too. I did a video on that a few months ago, a few days ago, not months. And after that, they tasked Gondar elders with contacting Fano fighters. The elders contacted Fano fighters, and after that, a meeting was arranged between Fano representatives and Ethiopian government reportedly. Some say Zinash herself attended the meeting. Maybe that is why. Relative calm in Gondar, Fano factions in Gondar, around Gondar, they are in touch with the government, and we have not seen any major attack by Fano fighters in Gondar. They are in talks. Obviously, this is not Fano's position that they jointly want to talk to government. Fano commanders separately have been rejecting talks with the government. So individually, Fanos of Gondar are talking to government. It's not that entire Fano is on board. We cannot say all Fano fighters, Fano commanders have been consulted. I think it's a decision made by Gondar Fano commanders to talk to the government. But we cannot say that Gondar Fano commanders have made peace, they have reached an agreement with the government, though they are in touch with the government. That is why intensity of fighting has decreased in Gondar considerably. In Bahirda too, there was a meeting today between military and religious leaders, prosperity party members, and local government officials. An officer of the military, who is a Major General, attended the meeting. His name is Mulalam Admaso. He was there and he held meetings with PP members, locals. Bahida, relative calm, but we know that some assassinations happened in Bahida. Military trying to stay in touch with people in Bahida. Mota. Mota is the place where there was heavy clash between military and Fano fighters in the last 24 hours. Mota, Mertolemariam, already clashes ongoing there. Did a video on that 2 days ago. Mertolemariam, Mota have been busy fronts within the last 24 hours. Otherwise, in Gajam, I did not hear about fighting in Debre Morkos, Emmanuel, Dambicha, etc. Relative calm in these town cities, but networks, mobile networks suspended, no internet, and traffic almost zero. Military patrolling the streets. Both sides are in control of territories in Debre Morkos. Roads not open for traffic. So we can say in the last 24 to 36 hours, main front was Mota, Mertolemariam, and fighting was seen between Makan Salam and Ganate, South Wallo, Makan Salam, Ganate. Along this road, there was heavy clash between military and Fano fighters. So this is what happened in Gujam. North Shore, relative calm. Debre Berhan under military control. There was fighting near Debre Sena. Shorobit disputed both sides here. And Ankobar back under military control. I did a video on that. From Ankobar, Fano fighters shared a video showing their control of Menelik Palace, Old Palace. Military is back in control in Ankobar. Minjar disputed. Fano fighters are here, but military has made it back to Minjar reportedly. Orogodona under Oromia control. Fano fighters are nowhere to be seen. The road under Oromia control. Oromia government has set up, it has erected a roadside board here. Romeo forces put on the streets here and main road here, and it's a small village, and people being displaced from here, mostly Amharas. Wollo. There was confrontation between Fano and military in Wollo. As said earlier, that military has decided to go after Fano fighters now. So Fano's strongholds are now the target of the military. Kutabar, Vagaltana, Saint, Ambasal. Military is trying to clear these areas. It's difficult to say what is situation on the ground, but military has not been able to take control of any major town city under Fano control in these areas. There was fighting close to Vuldia yesterday. We reported that. Today, no fighting in Vuldia. Vuldia is calm, peaceful. Marsa peaceful. Kobo peaceful. Kobo Vuldia road was cut off yesterday as there was fighting in Gobiye too. But now reportedly the road is partially open, and traffic being seen on the streets of Vuldia. This road open reportedly. Wollo is the new front. Fronts keep on changing, viewers, because this is the strategy of Fano fighters too, that they want to change fronts. They don't want military to be focused on one front. They want military to be overstretched. That is why they keep on opening new fronts, and sometimes Gajam becomes active, and the next day we see fighting in Wollo, then Shoa. We have been seeing this pattern ongoing for several days. So this is the overall situation in the Amhara region. We can say within the last 24 hours, relatively less fighting in the Amhara region. It could be due to different reasons, but it does not mean that the two sides have reached any agreement or they have they're making progress towards a ceasefire. No signs of ceasefire. Only individual level talks between a Fano faction and government. Otherwise, no signs of any direct talks between Fano and military, Fano and government to reach a lasting solution, permanent ceasefire to end this conflict. Thank you for watching.